What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live installment. I am your humble host, Max. How's everybody doing? Today, we're going to go over some updates and some chatter that I've been hearing online. So, we're going to go over that. We're going to listen to a few people. We're going to listen to a gentleman that he lives out there and he also knows the family. And I'm going to listen to some things he had to say because he has a lot to say. And he was at the funeral. And so he definitely lives out there. He definitely knows the family. So we're gonna go over some stuff like that. I want to go over this whole process again with the because somebody sent me an inbox on Facebook. Shout out to my Facebook people. Shout out to my YouTube people. Man, I'm streaming on both platforms today. If you want to come over for my people on Facebook, if you want to drop on over to YouTube, the link is in the description of this live right now. So you can catch us over there. And so yeah, you can catch me over there. Or you can just catch me over here, wherever you prefer. If you want to keep it on Facebook, you can do that. But so we're gonna go with a few things. People having stuff to say. He said playing in our face. You know, you know what I think though? I think eventually, like, because when I was telling you just some of the stuff that I'm observing online, people are starting to talk. They're not going to keep this secret. It's too many people. If something, let me just say this: if something went down that I think the secret is not gonna stay for long. It's gonna be panic mode, especially when we're talking about the audio because the forensic people, you remember the family has hired their own investigators, right? So it makes sense. It makes sense to think that they're going to get somebody, a forensic person, to look at that audio. Now, we did have that. Now, shout out to the people that cleared the audio up. I forget the lady's name right now. She did it. She did a good job, and another person did a good job. So shout out to them. But what they're going to do is they're going to bring in forensic people with their tools and they're going to look at the original audio and work from there. If they determine that that audio is legit, even on both sides, remember, um, Nolan Wells' parents, they have investigators and lawyers on the case, right? But also the state, the DA is also investigating as well, I heard. And they're going to compare notes because remember in the last press conference, what did they say? The press conference where they had the two other families there. They said their lawyer was another gentleman. I forget his name right now. Forgive me, I forget his name. But he said that they are going to compare notes, what the DA has so far and what they have. So just best believe when they have that meeting, they're going to discuss that audio. I'm pretty sure. Now, there has been an attorney that came out so far, and he is debunking the audio. He said it's been manipulated. Well, there's only one way to determine that. Have the forensic people come in to find out if that audio was manipulated. But I go back to the original audio because remember, Mississippi put out the audio from the CETO audio. That's what I'm talking about. You remember when they first released it, the news released it out there? That's the audio I'm talking about. The other stuff is good because they cleaned it up, but I want the forensic people, they're gonna look at that original audio and they're going to clean it up from there. If they determine that that's a valuable piece of evidence, we're gonna have Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem, and it's gonna be panic mode. I can even look at. I don't even want to describe. I was listening to one of the lawyers speak. I think it was. I'm not going to say the guy's name because he's already going after everybody. He went after another lady now, and I know exactly who he went after, and it was somebody that well, I'll tell you in a second because I know all the content creators. Like I don't know them personally, but I met some at the Diddy trial, and I know of some, not know them like I met them, but I know well the some of the people from the Diddy trial I met personally. Like I shook their hand, hey, how you doing? We spent a lot of time together in court, listening to the Diddy case live. I'm not talking about them. There's some other content creators that I became aware of, let's say it that way, from the Carmelo Anthony case. And they're now on this case, doing the same thing they did on the Carmelo Anthony case, lying, okay? Making stuff up. And I say, guess what? You may have gotten away with it there, but you're probably not going to get away with it over here. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and blatantly make up lies. I'm not doing it. But I don't really care what they're doing, but I'm just letting you guys know what's going on the streets right now involving this case. There's a lot going on. A lot. Content creators getting, sent stuff, and a person got arrested. But see, when you title your video an arrest has been made in this case, that's not true. An arrest has not been made. An arrest has been made with the guy that threatened the judge. That arrest was made. They made it seem like the title was very misleading and making it seem like an arrest has been made in the connection of this death. But they title it a certain way so they can come back and debunk what I'm saying. No, Max, I didn't say that. I said arrest has been made involving this subject matter. Like, okay, but it hasn't. Only the guy that was threatening the judge, just crazy, crazy stuff, which I don't recommend nobody doing, but you have lunatics out here too. So here's the thing. I honestly believe this is just me looking on the outside in. If they need somebody to critique, if they need somebody to give them an honest opinion, that's what I'm going to do right now. For those all parties that are involved, meaning that the parties that went with him to Horn Island, okay? I'm saying they're involved because they went there and he didn't come back with them. I just want to tell them to be honest with you. If they need somebody to be honest, like what the optics look like, it doesn't look good. Like for me, just looking on the outside, and I'm not from that city, I'm not from that state, but just looking on the outside, right? It doesn't look good. And I can tell there's people in that city that's waiting to see if that audio is legit. There's a gentleman we're going to listen to. He's from out there. He said he was the first person to cut Nolan Wells' hair as a kid. I'm sure some of you already know who he is. And I'm gonna give you his link and everything. I'm gonna provide all of that if you don't know who he is already. But he went to the funeral and everything. And he's talking. And at first he was getting on Al Sharpton, just like everybody else, he's critiquing. But the only difference between him is he actually lives in Ocean City. And at first he didn't like what Ben Crump was doing. I personally didn't like what he was doing either. It's for a funeral. I'd rather for you to keep it on the person. It's a homegoing, right? That's what we call it. I want to hear about his life. I want to hear his friends talk about his life. The football players at his college he played for. Maybe they can come up and say a few good words. I don't want to really hear that I'm not here to make money. I'm here to give money. I don't want to hear that. Leave that for a press conference later on. So I didn't really like that right there. I didn't like how they turned it into a rally. No, it's a funeral. I felt like it was ruined, really, a little bit. That's just my opinion. I'm being honest. Now, we're gonna hear from this gentleman because like I said, he didn't like that either. But he also said something that was interesting. He said, listen, if that video is real, we have a problem. He said, if that video turns out to be real, he said a lot of people getting ready to get arrested. He's right about that. If that audio is real, if it's real, it hasn't been manipulated, and they're really saying what they're saying, because like I said, I'm to be honest with you, the only thing I can really 100% get out of that audio is Nolan, oh my God. I can hear that very clearly. I can also hear that clearly in the original audio, the what Mississippi put out. I can hear that very clearly. I said, "Oh, you know what I thought when I first heard it? I thought Nolan was on the boat." I said, "Oh, okay, Nolan was on the boat." Or maybe they were talking to him from the boat because I could hear it. It said, "Nolan, oh my God." So I said, "Okay, Nolan was on the boat," because from the Cito audio, I said, "Okay, maybe we got our facts mixed up. He was on the boat." But guess what? Maybe now I'm still confused because he according to them, he was not on the boat. But the audio guys, that audio does not lie. If that's the real audio, and if it wasn't manipulated. Now, let me ask you this. Why would Mississippi manipulate that audio? You got to think about that. I'm talking about the audio that the news put out, the Associated Press put out. Excuse me, that Mississippi put out first. They would not manipulate that. They wouldn't manipulate that, I don't think. But in that audio, you clearly hear someone say Nolan, oh my God. And then it was like, is he dead or something? I clearly heard it. I don't need subtitles. I could just close my eyes and listen to it. I don't want to look at the subtitles because it's like confirmation bias. You know what I mean? Now that I'm reading it, my ears are going to hear that because I'm reading it. I don't want to read the subtitles. I want to hear what I hear. I hear Nolan, oh my God. I want to know why that was said. And guess what? That's going to be a major part of the investigation, probably. I'm just assuming. Because if I'm an investigator, I'm going to grill somebody. Like, what you mean by that? And they're gonna be like, no, that's not it. I'm like, listen, that is it. We already determined that audio was not manipulated. I want to know why you say Nolan, oh my God. I want to know. I want to know why that you're saying that. What's up, DJ? Long time no see. So that's gonna be something down in the future. But like I said, the guy said if that turns out to be real, he said a lot of people in Ocean County, about Ocean, what is it? What is it? Ocean City, Ocean something is gonna get arrested. Okay, because it something because but here's the thing: if they start putting pressure, like, look, we know the audio is real. It might be panic mode. I can almost guarantee you, if something bad happened to him, or if, like, let's say if it wasn't natural causes, like it wasn't an accident or natural causes, like he just um fell out, maybe got heat stroke and fell out, and just nobody saw him fall out, right? If it wasn't that, if it wasn't a drowning, we're gonna have a problem. It's gonna be panic mode. And this is how I feel. I just want to let them know I'm giving them my honest opinion. If lawyers want to know what an honest opinion is, look at it, don't look good. It looks bad. It does. It looks really bad because I'm using my common sense here. Okay. Everybody heard it. Everybody cannot deny it. Now, with somebody, you know what somebody said? I'm not gonna say his name. He said, "Oh, they could have been talking about the pump. Oh, the pump is dead. Is the pump dead?" That's not what I heard. Okay? They did say something about the pump. Okay? I heard Nolan, oh my God. It didn't have nothing to do about no pump. I honestly he's playing a dangerous game here because everybody's not stupid that's listening. There's all different types of walk of people in life that are listening. Nobody's stupid. Okay. I don't know why he's trying to think that, unless he's a narcissist or something and he just live in his own world. No, sir. Everybody heard Nolan, oh my God. If you heard Nolan, oh my God, press one. I'm talking about the original audio. If you heard Nolan, oh my God, or you heard something similar to it, Press one. And also press one if you need more clarification, because we need more. We need more. I think we all can agree with that. We need a forensic person to look at this. We can all agree. We can all agree on that. We're not just going to leave it at that. We want the professionals to listen to that audio. Now, get this, even though the professional is going to look at the audio, we're still not going to be privy to what their findings are unless this case has hit a stalemate and they just said, look, this is what we have. And people please come forward. But I think we can all agree that they were saying something on that audio. We're not stupid. Ocean Springs, thank you, Wahil. You know how I'm be forgetting. We can all agree that something was on that audio. And we want to what's up, Eyes? We want to know more. That's all. We don't know what happened. We just want to know what she meant by that. It was a woman that said it. I can put the house on it. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to go out of town. I'm getting ready to go down south, by the way. I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to head south. I'm not going that far south though. Oh no. I'm not going that far south. But I was going to show you something while I'm down there, but I'm not going to do that. It's not needed. But I think we all know that it's something. It was a woman. I can bet you it was a woman that said that. Nolan, oh my God. So now that if we can all agree that she said Nolan, oh my God, well, Nolan was there. I don't know to what capacity he was there. Was he breathing? Was he? And check this out. Check and tell me if you heard this. Tell me, am I lying or not? Did the operator say how many people breathing on that vessel? She said something about how many people breathing. She heard something. She heard something, guys. She heard something. This is bad. This is bad. I don't care. I don't care. They getting their lawyers or whatever, man. It's still, I can give my opinion and say it looks bad, man. I'm not sitting up here saying anybody did it. But if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's going to be a duck to me. He said 7-ish. Yeah, I did hear that as well. You said take the oh no, I'm not going that far down south, Pack. I like to I go all the time though. Sometime I'll just leave, like it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll just drive south. I just be there. While I'm talking, you don't even know what state I'm in. I can just be wherever. Because I take my mobile command center with me. So sometime I just need to get away. I'll just leave and then come back. But I have to go to sell this van because I am not worried about this van no more. It got repaired again, and the person that I'm entrusting driving the van, he keeps crashing it. So I'm getting rid of it. Getting rid of it before something happens. So I got to go down south. I got to go down and but I can tell you this, getting back to this audio. That's what I heard. You can't tell me that's not what I heard. See, they want to be like, no, that's not what you heard. That ain't what you heard. Because if that's what you heard, we in trouble. Yeah, that's what I heard. And guess what? I'm telling you, I can bet the house on it. They getting the experts on this. And you know what? I went back and looked at the district attorney video. You know what she looked like? She looked like I'm ready to retire. I am not ready to deal with this BS right here. I'm not ready to deal with this. But she's the district attorney. So she got to deal with it, But now trust me, she's looking like, oh my God, I'm going to have a headache. These fools, somebody went out there and then was not acting right. Okay. But she's used to it. District attorneys, they deal with stuff. But trust me, she know. She know. And what did she say? Hey, it ain't my fault. We have to do a thorough investigation. And if something comes out of it, it comes out of it. But something gonna come out of this one. I can bet the house on it, man. I'm telling you. For me, this is easy. This is a little easy. All they got to do is, well, not entirely easy. They have to authenticate that audio. Make sure the background, trust me, those forensic people, they're going to do it. And they're going to present that to the grand jury. Guys, watch this. Remember, I said this today is August 1st. Okay. We're almost ready for college football again. I have a college football channel, by the way. Let me plug it in. It's Buffs Nations Daily. Buffs Nation Daily. I cover Colorado football. And I can't wait for the season to start. Okay. So I'm getting ready. My channel is dormant over there because the season, we're in the off season. However, I'm getting ready to cover college football again. So I'm going to be over there as well. But I just had to put that in there real quick. Just a shameless plug. Buffs Nations Daily, Colorado Buffaloes. But look, college football is on the horizon. I guarantee you, we getting ready to hear something before that. We getting ready to hear something. We getting ready to hear something before that. And guess what? Here's another thing. I know they were instructed to tell the family not to say anything about the autopsy. The family knows, but they can't say anything because that has to go to the grand jury. Even though cases like that go to the grand jury anyway. So guys, if you don't know about Mississippi, how it works, if it's a natural cause death, if you died of natural causes, that doesn't go to the grand jury. But drownings like this and fatal car accidents that wasn't truly an accident, like, wasn't truly like just an unfortunate situation, those go to the grand jury. So drownings go to grand jury, but natural causes don't. So this is automatic, right? But I can almost guarantee you it's August 1st today. If that audio is cleaned up by a forensic person and it goes to the grand jury, we getting ready to have multiple indictments. Multiple. And then once the multiple indictments come, then the people gonna start turning on each other. Remember I said it. Remember I said, come back and tell me, like, Max, you were right. I had said to somebody, I was like, I was covering the Brian Kohlberger situation. And I was also covering the Rex Heuermann situation. If you don't know who Rex Heuermann is, he's a serial killer that lived in New York City. And they caught him finally. He was called the Gilgo Beach serial killer. And you know what I said? Because when he got indicted, I said, that's not going to trial. He's going to take a plea. They said, how do you know? I said, that's not going to trial. They caught him dead to rights. It's not going to trial. And they said, well, how about, I said the same thing about Brian Kohlberger, even though he's trying to take that back now and have a trial. It's too late. I said, he's not going to trial either. And guess what happened? They announced it. He's taking a plea deal. They announced it with Rex Heuermann. He's taking a plea deal. I was right. I'm going to be right about this one too. Remember, I said it. I don't want to be right, but no, I do want, I don't want, I wish this didn't happen. That's what I meant. I don't want to be right on something that was tragic. That's what I meant. But I'm telling you right now, remember, you can hold me to it. If they get that audio, we're having indictments because they're going to recommend this thing to go to trial. Remember, I said it. We're going to get, and not just one indictment, we're getting multiple indictments. And then from there, just depending on who start talking, or maybe people are talking now, we don't know. And then we'll go from there. Okay? We're going to have multiple. I don't care what they're saying. I'm telling you, remember I said it. Multiple indictments. If they hear that audio and it's presented to them that a forensic person looked over the audio. It's important now. Forensic person has to look over that audio. They just can't submit the audio. If they do submit the audio, we still get an indictment because because they're gonna be like, well, wait a minute, what's no, they have to have somebody look at the audio before they submit it. They got to have somebody, a forensic person, to come in and separate that audio so the grand jury can actually hear it. But if the grand jury hear what we heard, it's going to be indictments. I don't know who's going to get indicted. I don't know, but we got multiple coming because they trying to make it seem like the kid just walked off by himself, just wandering off and just slipped in the damn water and drowned. Nope. 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 I don't think that happened. Because if this was all right, let me think about this. Somebody out there is gonna have to tell me this. Did they never announced that he drowned, did they? Because drownings automatically go to the grand jury, right? That's just how it is set up in Mississippi. But wouldn't it be on the news? A man drowned. Details are sketchy, but he drowned. They didn't say that. They never said he drowned. They just said they found him. You ever thought about that? Obviously, he was in the water. It was obvious he was in the water because we had, the way the body was found. He was in the water, but they never officially announced that it was a drowning. And even after further analysis, they still have not announced it that it was a drowning. They didn't. They see because they could say, yeah, it was a drowning, but we still have to take this to the district attorney. I mean, excuse not the district attorney, the grand jury, right? It was a drowning, but we have to take it to the grand jury just to see what they say. And then they tell it was a drowning, then the case is closed. They didn't even say that. So I don't know what that means. Guys, if it was a drowning, just tell us it was a drowning, but we can still go further with it because we don't know how he drowned. Did somebody cause him to drown? Was there circumstances that led up to the drowning? Were they playing the catch boat game? Were they playing that kind of game? Because people play that game. I don't know if y'all know that. Hey, let me push you overboard and let me just drive off. Come on, come catch us. That happens sometimes. Was there circumstances that led up to the drowning? Did somebody cause him to drown? But they didn't even say drowning. They didn't. So I'm thinking about that. Or the only other thing I can think of, they're not going to say that. They're preserving it all for the trial because they don't want these people to think they're not getting a fair trial. So they're not going to say nothing in the media now to risk someone saying they can't get a fair trial. I mean, if it's a drowning, just say it. And we're still going to be questioning it. Like, okay, well, how did he drown then? That's the next question I'm going to have. How did he drown? How? How did he do it? Did somebody cause it? Was it ruled an accident? Accidental drown? They didn't say nothing. They just said because I even believe accidental drownings that go to the DA as well. I mean, the grand jury as well. That's how it's set up out there. But mum's the word. They trying to say Jeanette audio is doctored. Wait, they trying to say Jeanette audio is doctored, so can go to discovery and scare. Well, no, that if it's doctored, that's not going to the grand jury. If it's doctored, uh-uh. They're gonna bring somebody in and they're gonna look at the original audio. and fix that audio by a professional. And then if there's something there, that will go to the grand jury. Because we don't know. All we know is it could have been doctored by somebody. You have to keep that in the back of your mind with AI and stuff like that. You have to. You can't rule that off the table. But if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna bet that she did a really good job. I just go on feeling. I go on discernment. I'm discerning that she did a really good job and she wasn't trying to play any games. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? Somebody pulled out her mugshot from years ago. You know why they did that? To try to put it out there that she's not a good person and she could have doctored it. That's why they did it. Somebody is panicking. Somebody's in panic mode, man. Somebody is definitely in panic mode. Okay, I don't care if she had um an arrest in her past. Did she do a good job with the audio? Yes or no? That's all I care about. But I guess you have to take that in consideration. Like, okay, maybe her characters, or maybe she could have docked it. But no, I'm discerning that she didn't. She did a good job. But look, we'll bring the professionals in and have them do the same thing. And if it still sounds like her audio, oh man, the grand jury gonna be shaking their heads, man. They say, "Yep, you can bring this to trial. Go ahead." But the evidence has to be there, though, guys. It has to be there. They got to collect enough evidence for the grand jury to. But you know the joke about grand juries, right? They'll indict a ham sandwich. Okay, so but still, they got to bring something to the grand jury. They can't come empty-handed. They got to bring a lot of stuff. And if they do, we'll wait and see. But the grand jury could be hearing stuff right now. We don't know unless somebody check to see what's going on to see if they could find out. But just like the guy said, if the audio is legit, then we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. We have a problem, Houston. Let me play his audio. He's actually from out there, and I'll give you the link in a second.
Police car right there. That's a BMW. Beautiful too. I'm telling
you. Okay, let me find it.
Speak about the Nolan Wells situation down here in South Mississippi. People, me and Nolan, we're from the same town. We both grew up Ocean Springs area, and I know his mom, I know his stepfather, and his biological father. His biological father, I taught how to cut hair and started him out. I got pictures of Nolan when he first got his first haircut. I was the first guy that ever cut his hair, right? Now that we told you about our relationship, how I know him, he was a good kid. But here's what I really want to talk about. The race factor involved in it, I think we should eliminate that right now until we get information. We don't know if it was racial related. It could just been a fight, or it could have been anything. We don't know.
Well, let me just say this. If I had to really bet on this was somebody that crashed out. This was a crash out. Somebody crashed out. Somebody blacked out and did this. And if I'm a betting man, it was a fight. He could have possibly got jumped and they hit him the wrong way and he stopped breathing. Somebody could have choked him out along with getting jumped and stomped out. And then next thing, or one person could have did it. One person could have choked him out or something, or knocked him out and hit his head the wrong way, or whatever the case is. I think this was somebody, like, this was a bunch of people acting stupid. That's what I think. I don't, now when you say it's race, meaning that, okay, they set out to do, okay, we don't like him, we don't like his kind, we're gonna go get him. Nah, it was somebody that crashed out. If he was killed, somebody crashed out and did it. And here's another thing that I'm betting on. You remember the audio we heard where somebody was like, "Give me back my effing phone"? I believe that was him. I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't believe Tracy when he's saying that was him. I don't believe it. I believe there was a fight. I believe there was it was a fight going on. I don't know if the fight happened during that audio, but I believe there was a fight and people saw it. But just like Tracy said, people in Ocean Springs, they got Ocean Spring people back 100%. So when I'm saying 100%, even in a murder, you gonna have each other's back? Uh-uh. He's sadly mistaken. I don't seen enough of the first 48 to know people be sitting up there snitching. I already know somebody about to talk. These are civilians. These are not gang members. They're not part of the dynasty, which goes back to Al Capone days. They're not part of that lineage. They're not part of like being what we call them, separate them from the regular civilian life. Uh-uh. These people gonna start talking. Even the people that are not civilians be talking. Think about this. As bad as the mafia was, because I grew up during the mafia times in the 1980s with John Gotti and them, Paul Castellano. I still remember he got killed in front of Sparks Steakhouse. I grew up during them times. If those bad mobsters started telling on each other, what you think these kids gonna do? They're not mobsters. They're not gangster. What you think they gonna do? They gonna start telling, and the women gonna start first. If this was the case, they gonna tell. They gonna self destruct. Just be patient. Be patient. This one you gotta be patient on. Wait for the investigation. Wait for the findings of the investigation. Be patient because the investigation could take months, right? But you know what they said? They told us something. They gave us a little carrot of information. They said multiple people have come forward with information. This ain't no drowning. What? Multiple people came forward with information that he drowned? No. They came forward with information. You hear what I'm saying to you? Because if he drowned, somebody would have called the police that day if they saw it. Because sometimes when you drown, when you get caught up in a rip current, even though people see it, they can't come get you. Especially if you're not a lifeguard, a lifeguard, and you don't have that proper equipment to keep you afloat. Ain't nobody could save you. They could see you drowning, but ain't nobody gonna save you. I trust me, I was gonna be a lifeguard. I know if that rip current gets you, it's hard to get to you. That's what happened to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Okay. And his daughter got caught up in it too, if y'all didn't know that. Malcolm and his daughter got caught up in the rip current. But the reason why his daughter survived, because I think she had a life vest on. And I told you I got caught in the rip current because I was trying to pass the test to be a lifeguard, and I failed it at first. And even though I was still floating, but you have to swim in a cross direction, and you'll get out of the rip current. A lot of people don't know that. It's one thing to know how to swim, but if you get caught in a rip current, if you don't know what to do, you're not going to get out of it. That thing will take you down like a whirlpool. It's very scary. But if you have a flotation device on, you'll just be spinning or whatever you're doing, but you'll still be floating. You'll go down a few times, but you'll come back up. Very scary though. You got to hold your breath. You'll come back up. But that happened to Malcolm Jamal Warner, and nobody is tripping over that, are we? Now, actually, there's one content creator that's tripping over because he think his wife did it, and I'm not supporting that. But I'm not tripping over that situation. That was an accidental drowning. They always tell you when you go to Brazil, because I've been to Brazil. I done been to Thailand. I've been to Brazil. I've been to DR. I've been to Mexico. I've been everywhere. They always tell you at a certain time, usually around 4 p.m. their time, you got to be careful with the currents. The signs will tell you that. whether it's written in Spanish or what or not. It'll tell you. It'll tell you. And in fact, somebody had showed me. Let me see if I still have the picture. You see right here? This illustrates how to get out of a rip current. You have to swim in a cross direction, like I was just saying. But a lot of people don't know that. And depending on how the rip current is, sometimes it's only 6 feet, sometimes it's 20 feet, sometimes it's 30 feet. All you got to do is keep swimming. Like if you swim in a cross direction, it's actually going to pull you to the side, but you're still going in the cross direction, but it's still pulling you out a little bit. But once you get out of the rip current, you're fine again. And then if you're tired, just float on your back and wait for the wave to take you back to the sand. If the wave will actually help you out get back. But the rip current is right there. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in the water, let's say if you're in neck deep water, you're not going to know the rip current is coming. You're not going to know it's forming under you. It's very scary because you don't know. It's like it seemed calm, and the next thing you know, boom, you underwater, just like that. Real simple. You underwater just like that. Sometimes you don't even have time to scream. You don't have time. But usually, when a lot of people are out there, somebody will see you. Somebody's gonna see it. And I don't want to believe somebody saw him drown and they ain't say nothing. I don't want to believe that because that's a sick and sadistic individual. If somebody saw him drown and they just say, "Oh, let me go back to drinking my beer. I just saw somebody drown." Oh shit. I don't want to believe that. So that's likely. We have to keep that on the table though, but that's unlikely. Now, if he had a bunch of water in his lungs and he was waterlogged, then we're gonna have to keep that back on the table because that could have happened. You know, a lot of kids out there acting up, drinking, the music playing, and he's out in neck deep water. And next thing you know, the rip current push him under. He ain't got time to scream. He ain't got time. And then if you're not paying attention, you're like, damn, where did what's his name go? I ain't seeing where he go. Oh, I guess he left and he underwater. But you, all those people out there, they said the boats were lined up. They said the boats, like they said the boats was lined up, and all them boats out there, somebody would have saw it. Somebody, somebody would have saw it. Because every now and then, when you see people out in the water, you see them like, okay, that person out there. I remember I was at the beach one time. This guy, I don't know if he had a death wish. He went swimming. He went past the marker. He went past the marker. And he just went far. He could swim, obviously, and he let the wave take him back. That's what he did. He was catching a wave. And it came and he did. He came right back. Not even it didn't even take him long. He didn't have a surfboard though, but he came back and he could swim. You know, some people are like, shit, they're getting their Michael Phelps on, man. He could swim the rip current and everything. Not a problem. But everybody can't do that. But usually you'll say, okay, the guy went underwater. Um, I mean, that's the least of the scenario for me. That's down the line. That's the least of scenario. But I have to keep that on the table. But the only reason why that's far down is because I heard Nolan, oh my God, is he dead? That's what I heard, yo. Now what they telling me now? Oh no, no, that's not what you heard. That's not what you heard. That's not what you heard. That's doctored. That's not what you heard. Will you stop with the technology? That's what I want to say. That's what I heard, sir. That's what I heard. I heard, is he dead? No, no, oh my God. Okay. Stop with the technology. Stop with the what they did with the JFK situation. Stop with the magical bullet theory. Stop. Stop. Okay. I never believed in magic bullet theory. I remember we studied that in grammar school, and I sat up there and got it wrong, and I should sue my school She gonna sit up there and correct me and tell me I got it wrong. I said he did not get shot with a magic. The bullet did not curve and hit him. It's impossible. It defies the laws of physics. We don't have no technology to do that. None. Maybe the aliens do, but we don't. And she said, "Well, smarty pants. Well, how did where did it come from?" I said it came from in front of him at close range. You see how his head went back? His head was forced back from the projectile. And but you know, I grew up in a different age. We didn't have technology the way it is now. So this is not my ears heard it. Nolan. Oh, actually, oh my God. Let me go to the other guy for a second. Let me go to his other video to where he said he's confused.
Now, I want.
Wait, that's not it. Hold on.
Look here, people. I think I might be more confused now after the autopsy report that came out than before the report came out. Okay, at least all we had was speculations before it came out. Now you telling me that's all we got? See, if this was April's Fool, I could believe it, because I'm waiting for him to say the joke's on y'all.
Hold on.
Did he just fall off the boat? This keeps the turmoil going on and say, we don't have nothing. Still, everything is up in the air.
Hold on.
What? In between two autopsies.
I'm trying to find where he said he heard the audio. Hold on a second.
I have an interview that I want to. Well, it's a shame to all the people in the back.
No, that's not it.
Now, see, here we go.
Wait a minute. Where is it?
Listen, I want to know, does Ben Crump and Al.
That's not it. Damn, I had it.
Hey,
maybe it was the audio I just played.
I want to talk about our sheriff, John.
That's not it. It was when he was talking about the audio. No, when he said the video. He said that video is real. I gotta find where he said that.
With our family. So here's the deal. When that video came out,
here it is.
And you hear them people on there talking that the lady dug up and went and researched it, brought up the sound. The truth is this: if that video is legit, it's a few people in trouble. Point blank period.
Yep.
Point blank period. Now see, this is stuff that you gotta wait for. This type of evidence, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna help you out here. Bart and parents are suing. Bart was mentioned on the video. Okay. Well, one of his friends, who was a black guy, about Bart a few days ago. And they said that Bart was cleared already. And according to the black people, they cleared Bart. I don't even know if the police cleared Bart. But it sounds like the black people that's involved cleared Bart. They said Bart had to do with it. But Bart's name is all over that tape. But if these black guys are telling the truth, then guess what? You see why his daddy's suing. And that's what I'm saying, people. You can't just be so quick to just do this type of stuff, man. This stuff takes time, bro. I'm gonna tell you something, man. By the time it's all said and done, half of Ocean Springs might be going to prison. Or half of Ocean Springs might be going on a vacation. You don't know yet. So just chill. And like I said, I know these people. I know they family. We all been knowing each other. So ain't nobody on here taking up for nobody. I'm not looking out for nobody on here. I'm only speaking what I think is best to be spoken to keep the peace until the facts come out.
Okay. Let me give you that link to his since I use his audio. Let me give you the link to his social media. Okay, that's his link right there. That's the TikTok. Okay, so remember he said this. If that he's talking about the video, but he's talking about the audio. He said if that video is real, a lot of people fixing to go to jail. I'm just telling you this. They are. If it's real. You said just daddy suing don't mean it would go anywhere. Right. It don't mean, see, people think, oh, he got a lawyer, he's suing. That don't mean it's going nowhere. And also he could be playing chess for all I know. Or that could be a tactic to get people to stop talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me use my money to shut them up. I'm not saying nothing wrong. No, I'm not. I haven't said nothing wrong yet. Everything is within the law. What I'm saying, I can say my opinion looking on the outside in. I can. This is a free country. We got freedom of speech. Okay. Now, freedom of speech sometimes comes at a price, but we're allowed to critique. We're allowed to give our assessment. We can't say that this person did it and we don't have no proof. We can't do that. I can't say all of them guilty. All of them did it. All of them did it. Everybody going to jail right now. I can't say that. But what I can say is, in my opinion, if that audio is legit and everything is said in there is legit, and the forensic people come in, Houston, we have a problem. It's the only thing I'm gonna tell you. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, we got a serious problem. When I say serious, I said serious. We got a serious problem. Okay, serious. Because that means, in my mind, he was right there. Is he dead? What you mean, is he dead? What that mean? Are you on the phone talking? But then I did hear, see, that guy heard it too. Something bark. That's all I heard on the audio. I'm not saying he was there, but I heard his name though. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to play it. Let me tell you something. If I'm sitting there, let's just say hypothetically speaking, if I'm on the boat and I witnessed them jump them and they did something, put them in the boat, I'm not gonna say nothing right away. Because see, in my mind, it's all about survival. Okay. I have to make it back to the mainland. Now, best believe if I was out there and I didn't know them and I'm on their boat, I would have had a gun on me. I'm just letting y'all know that. Because when I'm in the South, I got a gun. I would have had a concealed weapon on me. I would have had it in my bag. Y'all be like, well, how you gonna do it? I'm gonna keep it in my book bag. I'm gonna have one on me. And I'm gonna have it right there when I see some bullshit going down. Now I'm about to grip up. I'm getting back to the mainland, one way or the other. One way or the other. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Okay? I would have gripped up. I would have had mine on me. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going somewhere where it's only a few meatballs and a spaghetti, and I'm not gonna have mine on me. There's no way. See, these kids don't know the dangers they be in. They don't know. I know. Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. What is the likelihood out of all those people on that island that day? There was over 1,000, right? Wouldn't it be safe to assume that one of them got some triple K mentalities? Wouldn't it be safe to assume? I'm not talking about all of them. I'm not talking about all of them. It has to be somebody out there hateful. It has to be. You just have to go on percentages. So I'm going to have my book bag with me. It's called a wet bag. You can bring a dry bag. You know how they say, well, we can't bring our phones on there because we might get our phones wet. I'll go to Walmart and buy me a dry bag. I'm taking my phone on that beach. Okay. I'm taking my phone. I'm taking my dry bag because it's gonna have my gun in it. That's all coming with me, along with my blanket and my suntan lotion and my headphones. Okay. With all them drunk people out there, yes, I have to have something on me. Period. Okay. That's how I roll. Okay. And I have a life jacket for sure. I'm bringing a life jacket because they ain't gonna sit there and play a joke on me and push me in the damn ocean and let the boat go away and making me come get it. Once I get back on that boat, I know that ain't happening to me because I'm gonna sit a certain way. You never have your back turned to nobody. Never. Okay. Never. I don't never have my back turned. So that's just how I live my life. When I go to a club, I want to know where the exits are. And I want to know where the exits are, and I'm not too far from the exit. Just to let you know, whenever I go to a club and it's real packed, I'm not too far from the exit. Never. I'm never too far because what happens? Something start, I can get right to the exit. That's how I see things. I'm not going to no remote island, everybody drinking, and I'm not going to have a dry bag on me with my stuff in it. It's not happening. I am my own Secret Service agent. Okay? I'm not trusting nobody like that. But let me tell you what I would have done. If I had noticed something and they just say if they got jumped or whatever, somebody got jumped and they pushed them overboard, I'm gonna ignore them. I'm like, damn, okay, cool. We what we gonna do now? We gotta get back to the mainland, right? I will play it off. But as soon as I get to the mainland and get in my car, the police is getting called. And they go like, well, why didn't you call the police? I said, because I don't know if they're gonna push my ass over next, over the boat. Which wouldn't have happened because I would have gripped up for sure. Because if they threw him more, what you think they're gonna do to me? Okay, so no. Now, what do I think could have happened in this case? Well, we go through all the angles. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. But one thing I know is they didn't announce no drowning. They didn't announce it. The damn autopsy back. Why can't they just say he drowned? Give us something. Give us something, please. Just say, guys, we still have to go to the grand jury. It's a drowning, but we gotta go to the grand jury. They ain't saying nothing. And what did they say? They said that we had multiple people come forward with information. Okay, what's the information? He drowned? They saw him drown? No, they did not see him drown. No, they did not. Because they would have said it right then and there. They would have called 911. 911 was your emergency. Somebody's out here drowning. Nobody did that. That means something happened to him. Facts. But we don't know who did it. Remember, I said it. Remember, I said it. And I listen to the way people talk. I discern what people are saying. I watched his parents closely. I was watching them like a hawk. Okay. I was watching them like a hawk because I'm looking for something and I found it. They're being truthful. I can't tell you how I know. I just discern it. When he said when his dad said, well, I tried to tell him to not hang with certain people because they're not reciprocating. That's all I needed to know. Received. He didn't like the crowd he was hanging with. He said they don't always reciprocate what he gives out. That means he could have potentially been around trouble. It's not much you can tell him because he's grown now. You know what I'm saying? There's not much you can tell him. Okay. But once your kids go, there's nothing you could do. But it makes me feel like they don't trust nothing nobody out there is saying. So I received that information. I said, okay. Again, guys, let me just say this. The lawyer at the press conference said we are getting information and we're gonna meet with the DA and compare notes. Because the DA is getting cooperation from people and they are too. Ain't nobody come and say, What's the cooperation? Yeah, he did drown. He did. No, they would have said it. They would have said it already just so we could shut up. Yeah, we got the test result. It looks like he drowned, but we still gonna take this to the DA. They ain't even saying that. Nah, bro. Something happened to him. And we're on the eve of finding out. You know how I said it's gonna take a few months? I ain't gonna take a few months. We're gonna find out soon. We're gonna find out real soon. Real soon. Okay? We're gonna find out real soon. But one thing is for certain, I think this was a crash out. Somebody crashed out. And that's the chance you take when people are drinking. And then they said people out there uh treating their nose and stuff and drinking and smoke. That's a bad combination. I'm not saying he was doing that. As a matter of fact, if I'm a betting man, he might have been indulging a little bit, but not really. Because he had practice Monday. You know what I'm saying? He had practice Monday. He had to be ready for practice. He can't be doing all that. He's gonna be slow. People are gonna take his job. He's not gonna sit there and be elite. You're not gonna be an elite athlete doing all that. You're not gonna be elite. So if he was truly locked in, he wasn't going hard like that. You said they're being protected to a certain extent. They ain't no protecting this. It ain't God is intervening now. But we're gonna see. Whoever's responsible, they're not gonna be protected too much. When you truly put your life in God's hands, a lot of people, a lot of people don't believe in that. A lot of people don't believe in a higher power. They don't. I do. God has guided me through some situations, boy, and He's still doing it. I have conversations with Him, regular conversations, and I talk to my ancestors. I said, "Listen, I got to do this and this and that. I need y'all to be with me right now. I know y'all busy wherever y'all at. I need y'all to be with me right now. Okay, I need all hands on deck." And guess what? It usually works out. They with you. I could feel them with me. I could feel it. Now, imagine a place to party with no police and no cameras. That is a recipe for disaster. And you got a lot of libation out there. And guys, the Coast Guard wasn't nowhere around. They were out there, but they weren't around there. They were way somewhere else. They weren't over there. Because they have a post out there, guys, on the island. The Coast Guard does, but they weren't there. Okay. And it's no islands, it's no cameras out there. So if somebody want to do something dirty to me, I'm out back, but not really, because they don't know what's in my dry bag. They don't know. They'll fucking find out. And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, "Oh, I crashed out. Now I'm in jail now." Okay. I would have took out my camera phone. I would have started recording in one hand and the other one in the other hand. Y'all get back. Get back. But I wouldn't be in that situation anyway. It's just because of my age, you know. So, and you know the crazy part is, I hate to say it like this. I'm not a hater, of people. I'm not. I just don't trust certain situations, and I can't help it. I remember a friends one time said, "Hey man, you want to go hunting?" And first of all, I don't desire to go hunting. Number one, And I just didn't want to do it. Well, for the main reason is because I don't want to be out in the woods like that, sitting up in a tree. I actually had done it once, and I just didn't find it like I didn't find it fun. And he was showing me this one tree setup where it's like historic. It's been there for many, many, many years. I said, really? He said, see that right there? That's been there since a long time, and it's really historic. And he showed me that. I took a picture, but I never went back out there afterwards. I never did. That's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the back of my mind, I was like, damn, what if an accident happened? They'd just cover it up. I hate to think that way, but you know. But he's been out there before, so he didn't think anything of it. He's known these people for a very long time. But guess what? How do we know somebody else out there didn't do it? And everybody's scared right now and don't want to tell on the person. That could be it too. But I want to say something to people. If you're scared, you better start talking. Forget that person. Tell what you know. Just like that guy said, he's confused now. If that video is correct, he said somebody going to jail. He's right about that. Now, with that being said, let me head over to Facebook and find. Let me see something. These card number one. All right, I had to. Let me see. Okay, let me go because I'm following her on Facebook. Let me just find it. Oh, I went to my other page. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm following her. We're gonna listen to that audio again. For sure. We about to listen to that audio real quick. Where is she at? Um, Here she is right here. Now I just gotta find the audio that she did. And she does this for a living. She's the founder of Audio Done Right. So let me just find that original audio she did. I just want to hear for myself real quick. Let me see something. MDR releases the call from the boat to spend. No, that's not it. Did she take it down? I don't see it. Okay. I think she might have taken it down. Interesting. All right, I can't find it on her page. I think she might have taken it down, but let me see, where else did I find it? Oh, somebody sent it to me on Instagram. Hold on. Where's she at? Where's she at? Somebody sent this. Like I have an open mind. I listen to everything, but people have to say, okay, let me hear.
I was not expecting to make this video. And to be honest, when I was trying to load it over the last 30 minutes.
Let's just get to it. Hold on. That's all I hear. Nolan, oh my God. Well, anyway, that audio still has to be cleaned up. Even with them doing it, it's still kind of choppy. I just heard Nolan. Oh my God. Some people are saying that's what you want to hear because somebody told you that's what it said. You want to hear Nolan, oh my God, but that's not it. They said it was what did he try to say? She said, um, the pump. Oh my God. Like, no, I did not hear that. I heard Nolan. Okay. So stop with the technology. So I heard Nolan. Oh my God. Matter of fact, somebody look at this real quick. Let me give you the link to the Instagram. And somebody tell me what they hear. I'm giving you the link right now. When you look at it, don't read the sub. Listen to everything. Oops. Don't read the subtitles. Just listen to it and come back to me. Somebody let me know. Am I tripping if I didn't hear Nolan? Oh my God. You said Pops was on point with his wisdom with telling him about that. Yeah. Sometimes people are not receptive to the game you're trying to give them, especially young people. Young people have to learn on their own. But they can't unhear what you're saying. They will use it later whenever they want to apply it. But what I notice is they'll still do it. And like if you try to warn them about a certain crowd, okay, yeah, you tripping, whatever old folks. You tripping, you know, you tripping and all that. Sometimes, things happen, it's unfortunate. I just heard, let me listen to it again because I know what I heard. I heard Nolan, oh my God.
Tuesday instead they
Let me go back.
for yourself.
She said, yep, oh my God. But that audio right there sucks. The one I'm listening to now, that sucks bad. No, it's give you the link to the Instagram. There's another one that sound better than that. That audio sucks. To be honest with you guys, that sucks. I probably shouldn't even give you that one. But they're gonna have somebody that specializes in audio, like a forensic person, to come in and check that out. But the rest of it is really bad. Oh, let me see what Dane had to say. They said he cleaned up the audio. Let me hear what he had to say. Actually, I got to be careful playing this because some people be making bold claims, and I have to give a disclaimer that it's not me. Um, okay, he got some enhanced audio. Let's listen. Hold on, let me go. He did enhance it. Let's see. The only clearest thing I can hear is Nolan. Oh my god. That's what I heard. Everything else is just like, damn, man, it's still choppy. Maybe because I'm not listening with headphones or something, but I heard the oh my god part. That's all I needed to hear. Nolan, oh my god. Anyway, I'll come back to that. Anyway. Yeah, I have to listen with headphones. But the audio is like, whoo, Lord. You said I sent you the enhanced audio that is perfect. Where did you send it to, 7-3? Where did you send it to? Yeah, you send me something because the stuff I'm listening to really sucks. Where did you send it? You said, bro, that audio is trash. I sent you the new enhanced audio that is perfect. I made a comment on your last, you made a comment on my last video. That's where you sent it? What's up, April? I sent it in the chat now. We can't get links over here. Wait, are you hold up, let me look at my YouTube. Let me see something. Hold on one second. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't get links in here. Can you you got my contact information or let me see, where can you send it? Can you send it to my IG? Look in my description of this video real quick. And it'll take you to my IG and send it there. Yeah, I heard damn it, Bart, but not on this audio. This audio sucks. The one I was listening to. I found audio, but I just don't know where I put it. It's like really clear. Yeah, if you could send it to my IG. All right, let's see. Okay, I'll just wait. I didn't get nothing yet. Yeah, yeah, I gotta find. It was some audio one time. I heard it was really good, and it's kind of damaging too. From what I heard, it was like really damaging. I mean, I heard the Nolan. Let me see. You don't have IG on this phone? I just sent it in the chat. Hold on, let me see something. You can't send it here in the chat because we don't allow links. So never mind. It's all good, bro. Okay, go to the YouTube. There we go. Now we talking. Go to the YouTube page, Taylor House Publishing. All right, cool. I'm going there now. Taylor House Publishing. Well, I think is this where I found it? Hold on a second. I was like, I had it in my bookmarks. Let me see something. New video. I don't know where the video is. Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know which video it is. I'll be back later and I'll find something. Because I don't know which video to look for. I thought I had it. You said it's the video title he asked for, or let me look again. Yeah, I don't see it. Is it like 5 days ago? I'm not sure. Actually, I could do it this way. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it's all good. I'll find it somewhere else. It's all good. I can't find it. And I can't get links over here. I know, but I don't see it where he said, you said he asked for it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I tried looking for it. I mean, maybe I'm just not. Let me see. Let me look. Is it oh, is it a live chat or a regular video? It might have to be a regular video. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't see it. You said it was like 2 days ago. Like his video uploads is. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. He asked for it. I don't see that. I'll find it later, man. I'm not gonna look for it. I'll find it later, bro. You say go to his homepage. All right. Oh, I'm not even reading the thumbnail. I was reading the title. It's in the thumbnail. I see it.
They're an audio engineer with 20 years experience. They do not want me to.
I got it.
Hey, we're at the West Tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership. Oh, shut the fuck up!
Yep. Somebody said, shut the F up. Shut the F up. And he said, damn it, Bart. He did say that. Let me go back.
Membership. Shut the fuck up. Damn it, Bart.
See?
Membership.
Matter of fact, hold on. I got to let y'all hear it this way. I'm going to have to, I got to share the video. Hold on 1 second. Y'all can't hear it. Hold on. Let me go to the page. Because I'm playing it through my phone. Let me just play it on the computer so y'all can hear it. Because you're not going to be able to hear what I'm hearing if I do it that way. But you'll be able to at least hear it like this. Hold on a second here. Okay, so now let me just rewind it back.
We're at the west tip.
Hers sounded like.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut the fuck up. Damn it, Bart.
Now that call has been.
What y'all think? Because you guys didn't hear the subtitles. You had to have heard something. What did you make out? I heard shut the F up. Shut the F up. Damn it, Bart. Now, remember, I think he said through his lawyer that he did tow the boat. And the officer dude, he said that's not what they were talking about. They were saying they were damn it with the village pump. No, that's not what he said. Shut the F up. Shut the F up. And somebody said, damn it, Bart. Well, let's look at it again. Hold on, I don't want y'all to look at it. I want y'all just to hear it. I don't want you to see the subtitles. Because when you reading the subtitles, you're gonna hear everything. And we don't want that. We just want you to hear what you can make out. Because remember, this is like not good.
Tells what many people feel like is the murder of Nolan Wells on the boat. This is what hers sounded like.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Y'all please come. We have a membership. Shut the fuck up. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, Bart. We have a membership. Shut the fuck up. Damn it, Bart. And our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut the fuck up. Damn it, Bart. We're at the.
If you haven't heard that one, which details what many people.
Yeah, I heard, is he dead? I heard it. Is he dead? No, is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God. And then I heard, shut the F up. Shut the F up. Damn it, Bart. That's what I heard, yo. I know Bart, he out there suing people, but that's what I heard, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say you did nothing. I just heard damn it, Bart. Okay? Listen, I heard damn it, Bart, man. That's what I heard. I'm not saying he did nothing. You know what I'm saying? I heard damn it, Bart. Shut the F up. Shut the F up. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, Bart. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, man. Okay? Damn it, Bart. That's what I heard. I'm not trying. Listen, I'm not saying don't have his lawyer coming after me because I ain't say he did it now. All right. Let's just get this clear now. I didn't say nobody did nothing. I heard shut the fuck. Let me just say it. This is just for no, I can't because I'm on Facebook. I can't do the curse cussing. Shut the F up. Shut the F up. Damn it, Bart. Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God. That's what I heard, yo. Straight up. Straight up, man. It ain't that much getting it. If this is true, God, listen to me. If this is true, in my finesse 2 times voice, it ain't that much getting away with it in the world. Oh no, ain't that much getting away in the world. I'm just telling you. I heard it. Nobody can't sit here in the world tell me I didn't hear that. I know there's a 4-minute one, but I just wanted to hear the first part. There's some other stuff too. There's another great audio clip too. That's what I heard, man. Now I know he tripping, talking about I ain't do this and that, but I ain't say he did nothing. But I don't know what they saying. I don't know. Maybe his lawyer. I think his lawyer trying to say that part is doctored, like somebody doctored it. Well, whatever the case is, if it's doctored or not, that's what I heard.
This is what her sounded like.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Oh, shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart. Shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Oh, shut the fuck up! Damn it, Bart.
Guys, hey man, hey, don't shoot the messenger, man. That's what I heard, man. Now he trying to say it's doctored. All right, well, we gonna find out if it's doctored. You know what I'm saying? Had the forensic people come in, man. Had the professionals come in. That's a huge piece of evidence right there. Now, here's the thing. Let's say if something happened, they gonna have to. It's like what you did. I know what you did last summer. Everybody got to be quiet. Everybody got to be quiet. Ain't nobody open their mouth because somebody in these situations, somebody is going to crack. Somebody gonna crack under that pressure. Somebody gonna crack. Just don't know. I bet you one of the women do it first, or I don't know. Did y'all hear that or am I tripping? Did you hear damn it, Bart, or am I tripping? It said, damn it. He said, damn it, Bart. That's what he said. Damn it, Bart. Maybe he's saying damn it because they trying to tow the damn boat or something. I don't know. But that's what I heard though, for sure. Damn it, Bart. Oh, pull the plug, Bart. I heard that too. Pull the plug, Bart. Now, what does that? What? Because is it because of the boat sinking? What they got to pull the plug for? Somebody educate me. What he got to pull the plug for? He said, "Shut the f up. Shut the f up." Damn it, Bart. But Bart, before that, I heard is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God. And he kept muting the phone because he heard how the phone was breaking up. He was muting it. It wasn't the phone wasn't breaking up. He was hitting mute. That's what it sounded like. Sound like he was hitting the mute button. Now, what is this guy saying? He said the mysterious death of Nolan Wells. What really happened?
We're going to explore the depth and what we know so far of Nolan Wells.
Paying extra for it so that I'm right there watching the waves. So that because I get up early, everybody else get up late, and I would get up early, take my coffee the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, practice to get out there and then beat your boat. That's what you do. What would the victim have done?
On July the 6th. Okay, so you've got July the 4th, late afternoon. He's apparently left on Horn Island.
Yep.
Nobody looks for him until after midnight. And after no sign of him, they find him on the 6th. So, Joe, the only thing we have left are stories told by those who are on the island who are drinking and the body of an 18-year-old who was going to be playing football, wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping you can tell me what his body says now that we've had 2 autopsies. Because, of course, as this broke, Ben Crump, Sharpton, and others immediately got involved because I guess we haven't mentioned this yet because I don't think it has a bearing on the case, but it does now because Nolan Wells is an African-American young man and the people he was with were white.
Yeah. And, we have to look at this from a scientific perspective relative to what would the findings be after this period of time. And when I say period of time, people think, well, you're only talking about, no, I'm talking about a Gulf island in the heat of the summer. Things change. And also you're talking about tidal flow, an independent examination, coloration.
All right, they just talking about. I'll come back to that. Yeah, we just got to wait and see the final investigation and see. But see, here's the thing, guys. I know people saying we're waiting for the final investigation. We're not going to hear anything. They're not telling us anything. The only thing we're going to hear is somebody got indicted and getting arrested. That's the only thing we're going to hear. We're not going to hear no evidence unless they have a press conference to give us some type of summation of events, right? But as far as the critical evidence, that has to stay close to the vest because these people have to have a fair trial. Because they're going to argue that they ain't have a fair trial because the public heard everything. They're going to keep that autopsy and everything close to the vest. They're doing it now, guys. They're keeping it close to the vest. Something going on. That's my final assessment. Something getting ready to happen. Just hold on, guys. Something getting ready to happen. Something getting ready to happen, 7-1. Just hold tight on that. Hold tight on it. It's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen. And it's something getting ready to happen. Because they said people are coming by with and the crazy part is? Somebody saw what happened. And they probably came forward already and telling it. and they just have to corroborate what that person is saying based on how the body was found. You know, based on their findings and stuff. They just putting everything together. Remember, with a criminal case, they have to put everything together. They're not going to take this to trial unless they got a strong case. Because remember, some of these people got money, so they're going to have good representation as well. So you got to make sure if you're gonna accuse them, you got to make sure you have something. And I just want to be fair. We don't know who did it, but I believe that this is a homicide, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they didn't come out. They could have easily said it was a drowning. I heard somebody say the body wasn't waterlogged. Oh Lord, what you mean it wasn't waterlogged? He died before he hit that water. Yeah, it's a homicide, and they not saying anything. They're not gonna say anything. Now there's I can't listen to the. I know some people, they swear into the psychics and stuff. I can't listen to them. Like this one lady, I ain't even gonna tell you what she said. I ain't gonna tell you that. And I'm like, lady, come on, bro. You come on, bro. That didn't happen to him. I honestly think it was a fight and things got out of hand. That's what I think. Who did it? I don't know. Now, some people might say, well, why did somebody put up a certain amount of money to find some answers? Well, he might not even know. People are panicking here, man. That's what I think. Behind the scenes. This a panic. This case ain't getting away though. It's not. There's been so many cases that went unsolved. This one's not though. This is not. They and nor are they trying to. Like, I mean, I honestly believe, like, hey man, the prosecutor's office, they didn't do this. They didn't tell nobody to go out there and act a fool. Like they gotta do what they got a job to do. And I know what people are saying when people in bed with each other out there, everybody know each other, but this case, whoever this is not getting away with it. There could be a concerted effort though to try to help the person, whoever did it. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this works. But shit, the spirit is telling me this a murder. Because as of right now, you know, autopsy back. Um, when they received the body, this is before before things started getting out of hand. Remember when they were doing the initial autopsy? They could have said that my findings are consistent with a drowning, but we have to still take it to the grand jury. That'd have been fine. Everybody have been okay with that. That wasn't said. You notice that? The medical examiner didn't say nothing. Nothing. No preliminary findings, nothing. Yeah, this was a murder, dog. Everybody had an old S moment. Everybody had an old shit moment. That's what this is. They're like, oh. Yeah, there's a panic in the background. You know why? They said, God, she got a billionaire behind her. She sure do. You ain't see that billionaire came forward with $100,000? He didn't just come with that. He brought resources. Like, uh-oh. This is literally, this case don't put y'all city on the map. I didn't know nothing about Ocean Springs before this. I'm being honest with you. I didn't know nothing about Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I'm being real with you, man. I didn't. I knew about Biloxi, Mississippi. Okay. I knew about Biloxi. I'm not trying to diss nobody town, but I didn't know nothing about Ocean Springs, man. I'm serious. And that's okay because I never been to every part of the United States. But Ocean Springs, from what I see on the map, it's a nice size. It's a nice size town. Nice size. And it's, right on they got Deer Island, got Horn Island, Deer Island. What's the other one? It's one right next to it. What is this called? You got Cat Island. So yeah, like I didn't Ocean Springs. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I knew about Biloxi. I never heard or never was it on my radar. Ocean Springs. I'm being real. Let's see. Okay, who do y'all have famous coming out of there that I know of? MLB All Star pitcher at the beginning of his career at with the Chicago White Sox, Garrett Crotchet. Um, well, Jimmy Buffett was born in a nearby city. Elvis Presley frequent the area. He often stayed there when he came in the area. Elvis Presley. He wasn't from there though. Ain't too many people from there, dog, like that I'm really, Oh, yeah, I do. One of the founding members of the Allman Brothers. Okay, Jimo, Jimo. He's one of the founding members of the Allman Brothers band. So Johnny Johansson, Jimo. Oh, Shearwater Pottery founder, Peter Anderson. I've heard of him. Let me see. How about all right, let's see. Gotta be somebody. Okay. Um, there's a couple people. Irving Spikes, Raul Gonzalez. Not too many people, guys. Like, yeah, I didn't know nothing about Ocean Springs, fam. Oh, DeAndre Brown. Yeah, I've heard of him. It's not too many after that. Small town, man. But yeah, in that small town, everybody knows somebody. That's how it is. And I know the streets is talking out there. So, especially a small town, you'll learn a lot in the barbershop. That's where you go learn everything. When I was down south, man, I used to go to the barbershop. We learned everything in the city. What's up, Medea? I used to hate when I don't go to the barber no more, but when I used to go, like my barber Freshy, his name was Freshy. Man, it'd take him an hour to cut your hair. He running his mouth about gossip, what's going on in the city. Check out that page. Who posted? What? Wait. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Link, what's going on? Yeah, when I used to get my hair cut, he just keep talking. He cut the clippers off. One time he sat down. You know what he told me? Yo, let me order something to eat real quick. He said, you ain't got nowhere to go, right? As soon as he say that, you screwed, yo. He said, I'm gonna get you out of here so you go on your date. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you out of here. Yeah, bro. And those type of cities, they talking. And nothing you can say. He cut the clippers off on you. So you screwed at that point. But yeah, people talking, bro. Like that guy said, if that video is correct, people in trouble. You say, yeah, I know he put up 50K for any information. Shit, all that money they putting up, I need to come out there and start doing my own investigation, find out what the street's talking about. It's a few places. I told you, it's a few places I'm going. I'm finding a certain individual. Like, tell me what's going on in the streets out here. But the guy said, he know the family. He said, it ain't nobody on that racial type of tip out there. That's what he said. He said everybody getting along. He said, yeah, he said they got a checkered past, so does everybody. But he said, ain't nobody tripping on each other out there. And he don't think this is race related. He just think, it could have been a situation got out of hand, but obviously it did get out of hand. But he said everybody get along out there. He said, you got a lot of interracial dating out there, everything. I'm like, I ain't say nothing. I just listen. Some people just don't know no better. They think they do, but they don't. I'm not saying that people out there like tripping hard, but with this situation, especially people trying to get out of trouble, they're going to use that race every time. Why wouldn't you? If you got an advantage, why not use it? Shit, race always a factor for sure. If you think people don't see color nowhere, hold on, what is this? Shit, if you think people don't see color, like, you crazy. Yes, they do. Ain't nobody outwardly probably tripping, but they see it. But it's all good. Some people, that's just how they feel. You gotta respect. Let me hear what he had to say again. Listen. Hold on, let me just set it up. This guy, he knows the family. He said he's the first person ever cut Nolan's hair when he was a kid.
Things that the people in the back of the room don't know. Yes, us locals, we are privy to a lot of things because we know these people. I gave Nolan his first haircut. I know his parents. Been knowing him for years. Been knowing his mom since she was like in high school. I'm real good friends with her family. So here's the deal. on that topic that lady dug up and went and researched and brought up the sign. The truth is this: if that video is legit, it's a few people in trouble. Point blank period. Point blank period. Now see, this is the stuff that you gotta wait for. This type of evidence, right? Now, I'm gonna help you out here. All right, Bart and parents are suing. Bart's name was mentioned on the video. Okay. Well, I asked one of his friends, who was a black guy, about Bart a few days ago. And they said that Bart was cleared already. And according to the black people, they cleared Bart. I don't even know if the police cleared Bart.
All right, let me stop right there. Of course, you ain't gonna think your boy did it. You know, you're gonna listen to, you're gonna give your boy the benefit of the doubt. I don't give nobody benefit. If I think you did it, I'm not. Listen, I remember my boy was like, "Yo, if I was on a run, would you help me out?" Hell no, I ain't helping you out. No, I'm not helping you out. You're on your own now. And I just wanted to listen to the barber because he knew him. So I just want to get his perspective on what's going on out there. But he said ain't nobody tripping on race out there. Shit. I don't know shit. I don't know what he talking about. Shit, I used to get well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they not. I'm not from Ocean Spring. He said it's good out there. Shit. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, everybody has different perspectives. So I don't know. But he said ain't nobody really tripping out there. I ain't saying this was about race. What happened to the kid? I said somebody crashed out and they got the beef in or something. That's what could have happened. You know, you hit somebody the wrong way, they could be lights out. Or the person fall the wrong way. Anything could have got choked out, anything. But you ain't gonna sit up here and tell me he just, you know, nothing happened. I believe something happened. I just don't know who did it. Yeah, everyone see color. Everyone see color now. And people got different preferences. You know, some people like different colors, different shades. You know what I'm saying? Everybody see color now. Some people ain't got a preference on color, but some do. I mean, you're gonna see it like, oh, that was that they from a different demographic. You're gonna notice that. Not that you tripping, you know, but you see it. So we're gonna see, man. I'm gonna come back a little later. Um, but if anybody that's listening to this, if you're from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and you like to talk to me, hit me up on IG or you can message me on Facebook, on my Facebook page. You can do that there. If you want to have a conversation with me, let me know like what's the temperature like in Ocean Springs. I'm not from there, but let me know the temperature and all that. If you know what you think happened, you don't have to reveal your identity. You know, just talk to me. And if you want to if you want to, you know, do a recording, we can do that. You want to do an interview, we could do that. Or if you just want to let me know something in the inbox that I didn't know before, let me know. Definitely hit me up, man. Yeah, some people are more tribal than others. Oh, a good doctor's voice. Yeah. Yeah, they don't understand how race play a role in situations like they don't. They don't understand it. But I understand it. I understand it. And he's saying that they not tripping like that down there. I beg you differ. When in a situation like this, everybody picks a side. Put it that way. Everybody picks a side right now. You just can't convince me nothing didn't happen to him. I know something happened. I just don't know who did it. Let me see. If you go to your YouTube page under your post section, you say you have a post checkout fee on a travel blog. Okay, let me check. Give me a second. All right. All right, hold on. Damn, I still don't see it. Yeah, I don't allow links. You're not gonna be able to post a link. The only reason why I don't allow links because what happened was people were posting links trying to get people money. They post links that ain't good. That's why. It's all good. I heard the audio you're talking about. I heard the audio you talk. It was some real good audio. I didn't even need headphones. I almost thought it was fake, but they said no, it's real. Somebody just really cleaned it up. There's another audio engineer out there, not just her. It's another one that did it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You stuck in traffic. Let me see. Well, she'll be on later. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this live and then we're gonna do another one. I'll hit you up on not Facebook. I'm gonna hit you up on IG because I got a whole contact list. I just cut. This was an impromptu live. I just kind of want to go live real quick, but later on after I eat, that's gonna be we're gonna have a panel. All right, y'all good with that? We're gonna have a panel when we come back because everybody out right now. It's Saturday, and so yeah. But like I said, guys, my honest opinion here is I don't think what happened to him was about race. No, it just drinking don't mix in certain environments. Somebody crashed out. I believe they got in a fight because that audio we heard, he said, "Give me my effing phone back." N word. I believe that was going on then. Well, it carried over into something else. That's what happens. You get a bunch of people together, everybody drinking, and then you mix it with other stuff. It's not good. Yeah, I think it was a fight, and things escalated. But the thing is, if that happened, you don't panic and then do what you do, because I believe somebody could have panicked and threw him overboard. That's what I'm thinking. And my thing is, you don't do that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not accusing nobody of doing it. I think that's what happened. But somebody gonna tell it though, if that's what happened. Yeah, when you get somebody drunk enough, it could get racial. Because we heard the N-word in that audio, didn't we? Give me my phone back, N-word. We heard it. So when you get drunk, yeah, it could get racial a little bit. Get a little racial. But things escalated. Somebody was called. I know the talk. See, when people talk like that to me, I talk back to them. I know how to deal. I don't get all bent out of shape. You know, somebody say, call me this, I calling this back, and that's it. We'll sober up and become friends again after we don't cuss each other out. That's how it was back in the day. But now emotions get to flying, women around. Nobody wants to be played in front of a woman at that age. All that testosterone. You don't want to look like a P word. You don't want to look like, because that, if that would have been flying, it really gonna escalate. Bring the P word out. So I don't know how their slang is down there, but it's something that escalated. And it happens fast. Things happen fast and it's over with. Just like that. It can happen that fast. At a blink of an eye, your life changed forever. You said these are white people. What about what you saying? Quit being delusional. I said somebody crashed out. You know, I've seen people crash out for less, getting they're getting their sneakers stepped on in a club, and a shooting starts. One of the females on the boat. Wow. Let me see. Let me look for a second. Hold on. 'Cause that's very distinct. Let me see. Yeah, man, these young people crazy, bro. They crazy, bro. When they get to drinking, they crazy. But somebody crashed out. If not, either he crashed out or he got jumped. One or the other. Somebody crashed out though. They ain't gonna tell me somebody ain't crashed out. I just don't know who did it. Okay. But I'll come back later for sure. You said, let's be clear. You said Mississippi's autopsy was undetermined before sent Nolan's body to DC. That's why they kept Nolan's throat and lungs, and Crump and Sharpton, Tyler Perry and Kaepernick forced them to investigate. So you saying, wait a minute, wait. That's good information. Are you sure? How do you know that it was undetermined? That's a murder. You know how easy it is to see if somebody drowned or not? That's easy. Yeah, it's a murder, dog. Because they can tell if he OD'd. They can even tell if it's an OD, if it's an overdose. Even though I don't know if he was doing that. That's a stretch. They can tell if it's a heart attack. They can tell it was an overdose. They can tell if it's a drowning. What you mean undetermined? I'm not saying I'm not directing this at you, Cassandra. I'm just talking out loud from what you said. If they ruled this undetermined, it's a murder, straight up. Like, what you mean you can't tell if he drowned? That's easy. Yeah, we know, Sam. All the comments by you are purely theoretical and speculative. We know. In composition and presentation for entertainment purposes only. Let me read it again, because now I got to get my, excuse me. That's a good disclaimer. All comments by me are purely theoretical and speculative and composition and presentation for entertainment purposes only. Thank you. Thank you. It's just theory, Sam. Just like you said, we're just talking in theory. You said, man, these are privileged Mississippi white youth. That's a good disclaimer, isn't it? That is a good disclaimer. Let me screenshot that. Yeah, I screenshotted that. That's a good disclaimer. And it's true. We don't know what happened. We're talking in theory. We're giving hypotheticals because we weren't there. But if you saying, where is her comment? If you're saying that they was undetermined, do you know what that means? That means that how can you not tell if somebody drowned or not? What you mean undetermined? That means that he didn't drown. Max, all the white kids are rich with many resources. Keep that in mind. So that's like kind of like that's a nice little, like, there's a lot of wealth in that city, huh? A lot of old money. Yeah, that's a great disclaimer. I screenshotted that because that makes sense. We're talking in theory. And he's correct. I mean, we weren't there. But we're just going over different possibilities in theory. We're not wasting time. Let me tell you something. I followed a case in Mississippi with a privileged person. He went right to jail. He sure did. If they got evidence, they'll do it. We'll see. And it's a high profile case. People are watching. You can't just say death undetermined. What you mean undetermined? You can't tell he didn't drown? Okay, he had this amount of water in his lungs and that's it. He drowned. I could see that. But you saying undetermined. Nah. Something has to be determined. You said Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama have a lot of old money, tons of it. There's old money everywhere. Up here where I'm at, there's old money. Every city has it. Every state has it. Every state has old money. Every state. See, when I tell you I live in New Jersey, you're only thinking about Newark Airport and Newark, New Jersey. I could take you to some spots out here that's old money, straight up old money. It's everywhere. No, like the Deep South. Like the Deep South. There's old money here, just like the Deep South, bro. I'm telling you, it is. You might be thinking like the plantations and all that. Well, we got manufacturing up here ever since the early 1900s, 1800s. That's what I'm talking about. They still exist around here. Man, the one of the most richest zip codes is up in the east. I mean, up in the Northern Virginia. It's one of the richest zip codes in the country, actually. Fairfax, Virginia. Go check. But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about old money. Yeah, there's old money here too, though. It is. And let me tell you another. Well, I ain't going to get into that because a lot of Southerners really have Northern roots and they don't know it because so many people died in the Civil War. And then after it was over, there was like some restructuring, people moving here, moving there. But I don't want to get into that. You said no foreigners. Now, what do you mean no foreigners? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about straight Americans. Did you know there's you probably won't even know this. There's quote unquote black people that got old money. You just don't know because they don't report it. Old money. Old money. Everybody wasn't slaves, my man. Everybody wasn't. Old money. Old money. Dating back 100 or so years or more than that. We saved Cadillac. Did you know that? We saved the company Cadillac. We the reason why Cadillac is still here. Because remember when things were segregated, they wouldn't let us put our money in the bank, but we had it though. And in fact, we had our own banks. We had our own banks. See, the history don't teach you the whole story. We had our own banks back then until they stopped it. But there was some millionaires back then. After a certain period of time, though. But these people remain quiet. Yeah, but they don't tell you that, Miguel. They think we were all slaves. We weren't. My grandmother, my great 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 grandmother owned property during slavery. She did. Because when I was looking up my family stuff, I come to realize I looked at the date. I said, wait a minute, it was slavery still going on. And yeah, it was right towards the tail end though. Right towards the tail end. She had land. You said where I'm from, you said there are no Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, or Indians, only blacks and whites. Now I don't know where you from. Like where are you from? You said where you from, you said there are no Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, or Indians, only blacks and whites. I don't know where you from because they everywhere. Everybody, there's Hispanics everywhere. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn what city you in. If you at Home Depot or Lowe's, they right out in the parking lot. Period. They help building this joint right now. You see what I'm saying? They some of the best builders in the world, yo. I don't have to review it. I've been all over the country. I don't have to review it. We're all over the place. No, how let me ask you a question, Sin. How old are you? How old are you? Since you called me naive. See, that's what you want to believe by birthright. Well, first of all, how old are you and what demographic you come from? Sit down, have a seat. Sit down at my table and have a seat. Have a seat. Because I'm also a history major. So sit down and have a seat and let the teacher start teaching. Have a seat, and this is for free. Okay? This is for free now. Now, my question is, how old are you? What do you identify yourself as? What crayon color do you identify yourself as? You don't need to tell me where you're from, but how old are you? And you see, you might be talking about the city you're from. Maybe you're in one of those little rural areas in the South, in them rural small towns. You got to say that. But your whole state ain't comprised of black and white only. Are you crazy? Or are you on some type of narcotic? Ain't no state in the union just black and white, crayon colors. You must be talking about a certain city. Okay? See, I knew the haters was gonna come out, guys. It's a hater. You got triggered with what I'm saying because you don't like my kind talking the way I'm talking. That's why. You don't like it. Okay, you don't like it. Y'all couldn't read either back in the day. You couldn't read. Y'all motherfuckers couldn't read, actually. Y'all could not read. Did you know that? You better go look at the census. All the women signed the documents mostly. Y'all couldn't read. Y'all wouldn't. Y'all thought y'all was smart. Uh-uh. You just as human, just like we are. So don't sit up here and call somebody naive. You better wipe your feet off when you come in my house and show some motherfucking respect. That's what you're gonna do. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for telling me. You're from a small town in Louisiana. But Louisiana ain't just comprised of black and white people crayon colors. Okay? So you have to say that. So you from a small town in rural Louisiana. Okay. So yeah, that is true. You might be from a small town where it's only black and white. But then my question to you is, what color are you? What crayon color are you? If I can get that out of you. What crayon color do you consist of? Are you the white crayon color? Because I have not yet met a white person in my life. Michael came close because he was porcelain, but that's because he had a skin issue. I ain't met not one that was white yet, a crayon color, not yet. Not one to color my damn t-shirt. Okay, you said I am original, sir. So when he say original, you got to be saying the black crayon color. Am I right? Yeah, but well, first of all, how old are you? How old are you? Because you're being disrespectful. Now, how old are you? I want to know. Matter of fact, let me move on. This ain't worth it. Oh, somebody probably having some libation up in here and trying to sit up here and and say something. I shouldn't even took it that far. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Just by chance, I bet you your favorite colors. I bet you your favorite food is lasagna. Am I right? What's your favorite food? Let's see what he say. Since he out in Louisiana, he probably gonna say gumbo or something. Okay. So what I need you to do is Philly cheesesteak. So what I need you to do is sit out for 24 hours. Okay. I want you to sit out for 24 hours and eat your Philly cheesesteak. Okay. And come back in 24 hours, but you ain't typing no more in here. That's why. I used to do that back in the day. What's your favorite food? Anytime, guys, if I say to somebody, what's your favorite food? That's where I'm getting ready to send you. I'm about to send you to the bushes. But you're gonna have your cheesesteak, your Philly cheesesteak, and you're gonna enjoy it in the bushes. Ashe. Yeah, you didn't have to say everybody is naive to certain stuff. Okay. I have a certain naivete to certain things. I don't know everything, but I don't know why this is triggering you. You don't have to. I believe in people should respect each other in life. You don't have to like, just show some respect. Miguel said, I'm the crayon color white. He put in parentheses, I'm white, but I'm Puerto Rican. No chance, but there aren't Hispanics where he lived. Wait, hold on a second. You said you white Puerto Rican? Okay. So you like what do you call it? You're more, your background is more Spaniard, Miguel, right? Am I right? Spaniard, Castilian. Um Everybody got a mix somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, probably where you at, Miguel. It's not too many where he live. I mean, where he lives, excuse me. Because he said he's from a rural part. So yeah, it's probably not, zero chance that he's gonna find too many. You gotta understand, sometimes people, they got a different way of thinking, especially they come from like small areas. It's not the same. I wouldn't think that's the case anymore. Everybody's exposed to the same thing, right? With social media. Anyway, I'll be back later, guys. I'll be back. That was interesting right there towards the end. He said, you just, I don't know what he was saying. I forget now. I'll catch you guys later. I'll be back a little later and we'll go from there. All right, guys.